community, working together. If a problem comes up, we solve it. And we also stand for friendship, happiness. Everybody is welcome.
You're ready to start reading.
I raised my head.
You can like do whatever you want at the school as long as it's not dangerous or mean or something.
Like the projects and the learning and the education don't have to be like a strict education. You can learn by doing other things. Well, you can also have like, you can also bring like a math book and like fill in the problems and everything. But you can also just make an art creation, and then I feel like here you have more of a choice for what you're learning. So I feel like it can just be like triple the fun and also triple the education.
People can bring up classes that they want to teach everyone, and I go to one called music class where you learn how to play all these instruments.
They teach me classes like Julia PE, Michelle business class, Nick music class, Rebecca animal class.
My favorite part is that we get to look up interesting things.
Like researchers.
Yeah, like, so could I ask you a question? What's the world's biggest shark?
The great white shark.
Megalodon. Like, I learned that from the computer. I was interested in sharks at that time, so I was like, what's the world's largest shark? Oh, I know, great white. It's probably going to say that on the internet. I looked it up.
So on our computer, we have a 20-minute limit for everybody, but if nobody else asks for the computer, then you can have it for longer, but we have a list. We also have rules around the limits, like you can't play video games, it's just for research.
Well, there's a sewing machine over there. We really wanted one, so we ordered it with K-12 budget.
You basically go around with a proposal, basically a clipboard and piece of paper, and a pen, or a pencil.
Or a marker.
Yeah, and you go around and asking everybody in K-12.
And then you go around and saying like, hey, would it be all right if we get a sewing machine? And they would write yes or no.
If there's a no, then you try to talk with them and see if they'll change their minds.
And everyone did yes. So then we got one.
We were using it and we accidentally made a wrong step. So the needle broke off. We couldn't figure out how to get it out because a part of it was still stuck in there. So then we had kind of like a screwdriver, but not exactly. So we used that, and it took forever and ever, but then it finally came out. And then it was easy to get back in. So that's kind of what happened. We have schedule. A morning meeting. We have it every morning at 9:45 meeting.
Well, this is the system. We do announcements and schedule, and then we do plans and offerings, which are basically planned for the day. If you want to do something during that day, you can either do a plan, which is like you set up a certain time you want to do it, or an offering where you just say it and like it happens anytime you want.
And then we go to issues. Issues is where people have an issue with something, and if they have an issue with something, they can put it on the issues list, and then we will go through the issues list. Proposal is where you propose something, and if everyone's a thumbs up, yeah, we're gonna do it. And sideways means I'll try it, and I'm okay with it, but I'll try it. And down means no, 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 I'm not okay with it.
If this were free.
Well, everyone cleans up their own messes, and then you have jobs.
And we have a list.
Community responsibility.
Yeah, community. Basically, everybody has a certain assigned job, like white tables, sweep floors, bathrooms.
The cleanup council gives people sign off, but they have to check the jobs.
I said, okay, sign off.
I said, what were your jobs?
And she says, what are your jobs? And I say, wipe tables and sweep floors. And then they go and check your jobs. So they go see if you actually did your jobs, and if you did, then you can have sign off.
And then you also have the responsibility of being nice to the other people here, because it's more of a free community. Like basically at other schools, you would sit down at a desk. You can't really talk except you have a 5-minute like time to go to your other classes, which I guess you can talk on the way. But here you're basically allowed to talk to the other people more. So you have the responsibility of being nice and helpful. In my opinion, it works a lot better than at other schools because there you go in, you get into a fight. It's usually a fist fight, so you get like hurt and then you get a punishment for doing that. Here, you would be separated and then you would see like if you're okay, then you would talk about your feelings and the conflict and what you could do differently next time.
Like if I got a fight, I would say, I call a meeting, are you willing to stop? So then if they're not willing to stop, they have to come to the meeting.
And what happens inside of a meeting?
Like they say like I feel statement, like I feel mad, and then someone else would do like I feel sad and mad. And some people do I feel really like a million times mad.
So you call a meeting if somebody insults you, hurts you. For example, you hurt me and I call a meeting on you. Then you have 15 minutes to go to the meeting. If you don't go, you'll get a consequence. And a consequence is like
No mushroom for a day.
or no computer for an hour.
Or whatever like that. And that, if they don't like that and they felt they regretted not coming to the meeting, then what they do, they can recall the meeting.
Meetings are basically where you say your I feel statements, like, I feel mad that you did this, da.
Like let's say somebody wasn't cleaning up, then you could make an agreement, you could do half of it and then ask other people to help, basically. We also have cleanup games.
Oh, and there's also this robot game.
Pick up. Play. Hello. Beep, 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 beep. Reset.